In September 2014, Judge Masipa delivered a verdict that shocked many. She acquitted Pistorius of murder, finding that the state had not proved beyond a reasonable doubt that he intended to kill Steenkamp, or any supposed intruder. However, she convicted him of culpable homicide, the South African equivalent of manslaughter, for acting negligently by firing a deadly weapon into a tiny enclosed space without identifying his target. All the accused had to do was pick up the phone and ring security, or run to the balcony and call for help, she stated. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison. After serving just 10 months, he was released to house arrest at his uncle's mansion, an outcome that ignited a firestorm of public anger. The state, and much of the public, believed a grave injustice had been done. The case climbed to the Supreme Court of Appeal, where 5 judges unanimously upgraded the conviction to murder on the principle of dolus eventualis. Pistorius must have foreseen that firing 4 high-powered bullets into a small cubicle would kill whoever was inside, and yet he proceeded regardless. The identity of his victim is irrelevant to his guilt, the judgment declared. After further sentencing appeals, his final prison term was set at 13 years and 5 months. Beyond the legal labyrinth, the trial became a mirror, reflecting South Africa's deepest unhealed wounds. The racial subtext was impossible to ignore. In Pistorius's account, the figure he feared behind the door was the phantom of a violent intruder, a specter that, in the imagination of many white South Africans, is indelibly a black man. The narrative of a frightened homeowner shooting a perceived criminal touched a raw nerve in a nation still grappled with the legacy of apartheid, where racialized fear has historically been used to justify violence and separation. Author Margie Orford captured it chillingly. The story he told is an old and terrible one in which the only good black man is a dead one. The gender dimension was even more explosive. South Africa is in the grip of a femicide epidemic. A woman is murdered by an intimate partner roughly every 8 hours. For women's rights activists, the trial became a touchstone. The Stop Gender Violence campaign, a coalition of 36 organizations, condemned Judge Masipa's comment that the case had nothing to do with gender-based violence, calling it a deeply troubling failure to recognize the systemic nature of intimate partner killings. The image of Reva Steenkamp, a woman who on the morning of her death was scheduled to speak out against domestic abuse, locked in a toilet cubicle and shot by the man who professed to love her, became a global emblem of gendered violence. Her mother, June Steenkamp, emerged as a figure of dignified grief, consistently questioning whether her daughter had ever truly received justice. In January 2024, after serving more than half his sentence, Oscar Pistorius was released on parole. He was 37, his hair gray, his frame diminished, his legend permanently shattered. His release conditions included mandatory anger management programs and therapy for gender-based violence. June Steenkamp, in a statement, said she did not believe he had been rehabilitated, because true rehabilitation requires a full and honest reckoning with the truth, and she believed he had never fully told it. The Blade Runner's legacy is now an indelible paradox. He is the man who showed the world that no physical obstacle is insurmountable, and the man who dismantled that inspiration with 4 deafening gunshots. His story is a collision of heroism and horror, of a nation's deepest fears and failures. And at its heart lies a young woman, silenced forever behind a locked door, whose name became a rallying cry for every woman who has lived in fear of the person she loves. That Valentine's Day, South Africa did not just lose a role model. It was forced to confront the uncomfortable, unfinished questions of justice, race, and the value of a woman's life. Tune in for more stories and comment how you feel on the rise and fall of Pistorius. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button.